What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the first official video of the channel, and it's only right I come with a build video. Look, I've been on TikTok doing my thing over there, posting my clips. I had somebody ask for the build, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drop a YouTube video on it. I ain't even gonna gatekeep this. But before we even get into this video, I would appreciate it if y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit them notifications, keep them on, because I'm going to start posting about twice a week. But with all that, let's get right into this build. Now, before I get into the build height, weight, attributes, stuff like that, I'm going to let you know right now, this isn't a meta build. This is a build that fits my playstyle and a build that I personally like. I'm just giving y'all the build. Do what you want as you please. Now, for the position, I went with small forward. You could go with whatever position you want, but I went for a specific name, and you only get it at small forward. Now, for the handedness, it don't matter. I went right-handed, and for the jersey number, that don't matter either. All right, so we're gonna get into the actual portion of this, the height, weight, and all of that. So I went with 6'8" on my build, just to be able to defend the 6'9s, but also protect myself from the 6'7 locks and all of that. For the weight, I went with 200. Some people go 225 or a little bit heavier than 200, but it really ain't bothered me that much, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Wingspan, I went and maxed that out. And for the body shape, I went and built. You can go to find or whatever you want. All right, so now we can actually get into the attributes themselves. I will say, my build does a little bit of everything, so the badge spread is pretty even. So for the close shot, we're gonna go with a 76. I don't have much of a reason outside of the extra badge that you get. For the driving layup, I went with an 82. Now, you don't get long athlete, but you get every other layup package if you need layup packages. Shout out Laker fan, because his video really did help me figuring out what layups I wanted to use and which ones were actually going to be good on this game. My personal recommendations are Zach LaVine, John Wall, and John Morant. Now for the driving dunk, I went with 86 just so you can get that gold limitless takeoff, and you get your contact dunks and everything. If you want to go with 88 so you can get Jordan, that's up to you. If you want to go 87 for Zon's alley-oops, you can. For the standing dunk, I went with a 70. That is just so you can get standing dunk animations. You can get your Blake Griffin, you can get Ben Simmons, and stuff like that. Now on to the shooting. Your three-pointer max out at an 84. I didn't max mine out at 84. Mine is at a 78. Now, I feel like that's where I'm comfortable. I haven't actually had a problem shooting with it. I actually shoot very comfortable and better in comparison to higher three-pointers for some reason. For the mid-range, I put that to 74. That's so you can get 17 shooting badges, and it's also like 1 or 2 over, so you can get gold midi magician if you want to use that. Now, I will say I play rec, so my free throw is at an 84 for technical free throws and stuff like that, because these randoms this year cannot hit a free throw to save their life. If you don't play rec, you don't have to. Alright, so now we're gonna get into what is my personal favorite part of this build, the playmaking badges. So for the pass accuracy, you're gonna go with an 85. That's just enough to give you your Magic and LaMelo pass styles. If you want to use LeBron, that's fine. I don't have a personal preference. I usually rotate between all of them. For the ball handling, you're gonna go and max that out at 89, and that's gonna give you Hall of Fame quick first step, and I completely love that badge. For the speed with ball, you're gonna go with a 77. Now, maxes out at a 79. You don't have to put it there. You also can just leave it at a 75 if you just want the dribble styles. I put it at a 77 so I can get that extra playmaking badge. All right, so now we're just gonna get into this defense, and then I'm gonna finish up the build. For the interior defense, it was a little over the top. I went with an 81, but I know for the most part, if I have position, I'm not getting mashed on this game. Now for the perimeter defense, I went with an 86. That's to get your gold challenger, your silver clamps, your Hall of Fame workhorse, badges like that. And for the steal, I went with a 90. Now that is only so I can get gold interceptor, and in my personal opinion, I can't really say that I like the badge all that much. Maybe 2K is gonna buff the badge or something like that, because I will be in passing lanes to just not get the steal. But that's neither here nor there. We just gonna keep going through these badges. So for the block, I went with a 75, and that's for gold chase down artists. That's another badge that a lot of people are saying don't work, and it works just to an extent, but I can't really complain about it. For the defensive rebound, I went with a 74. just like some of these other attributes, it's only to get extra badges, and that's just for my 22 defensive badges, which I really like that badge count. I haven't had to put any of my extra badges in the defense. Now, before I even get into the actual physicals, I will say, if you don't want that gold interceptor and you're fine with having that on silver and just enough for your silver glove, you can go and switch this defense up however you want. However, that 90 still also gives you the 22 defensive badges. Now for the physicals, I went with an 82 speed. This build gets lock and slash and take, I'm gonna just let you know now. That's gonna give you 90 speed when you're in takeover, or if you have juice and you get a little bit of takeover. Acceleration, I went with a 77. If you want to change stuff around and get that maxed out, you can. That's completely up to you. For the strength, I left alone. Actually, I'm supposed to be at a 56. Come back to that later. And for the vertical, of course, we're gonna go with a 75 so you can get your contact dunk animations, and then you're gonna pour everything else into stamina. Now, I will say right here, I was a little confused trying to figure out, where I went wrong on the build, because you're supposed to have 94 stamina. Like I said earlier, it was just strength. You bring that down to 56, you get 94 stamina. If you don't care, you can just skip this part and get right to the badges and everything. Alright, so now we're going to get into these takeovers. Like I mentioned earlier, you get your slash and take, but you also get shot creating, playmaking, and lock take. For me, I personally use finishing moves, and then I kind of rotate in between negative impact, team rating boost, and extreme clamps. Also, if you don't want shot creating take and you want sharp take, you can kind of mess with the build, change things around so you can get your sharp take. I'm not 100% sure what the threshold is. It may be just a 80, or you might have to max out the 3-pointer to get it. I'm not sure. But me personally, I like to use my finishing moves and team rating boost. So now we're going to get into the actual shades in the build name. Now, if you made this build the way that I made it, you're going to get a two-way slashing point forward with shades of Scotty, Kawhi, and LeBron. And I really rock with these shades, and I really like this build name because you're not going to see too many people with this build name in the park and rec. But, we're going to get you into this build tester, show you how I did my badges and everything, and we're going to get y'all up out of here. Now, for the finishing, my tier 3 that I cored was Limitless Takeoff. And I will let you know now, that badge is going to be a pain in the ass a little bit. There's only a couple dunks that actually activate the badge, but I don't even want to talk about that. For my tier 1 finishing, I'm using Acrobat on bronze, I'm using Giant Slayer on gold, I'm using Pro Touch on bronze, and I'm using Rise Up on bronze. Now, with Pro Touch, maybe going higher is cool, but I personally haven't felt the difference between it. Now, I don't know if they did testing on it. If they did, we'll use that for reference. For my tier 2s, I'm only using Fearless Finisher on silver, and I got my Limitless cord, and then I'm using Slithery, and I put my +4 badges in the posterizer so I can run posterizer. For the shooting badges, now I'm gonna go on to a little rant with Limitless for a second. I'm probably not coring that badge unless I do it in the rec, because I was in my career shooting from Limitless, full barring them not getting greens. So I don't know if that's intentional or whatever. So I'm probably not going to core that again unless I go and do it in a rec, and that's just going to be an overtime thing. But for the actual badges themselves, I'm running Amped on bronze, I'm running Claymore on silver, I'm running Midi Magician on silver, I'm running Clutch Shooter on bronze, and then I'm also running Space Creator on gold, which I personally really like that badge, not even for the ankle breakers, I just like the boost for the step backs. For my tier 2, I'm only running Green Machine, and that's what I have cored right now. Actually, I lied. I'm running Agent 3 as well, but I do have Green Machine cored. And then, I kind of rotate in between using Limitless if I'm playing rec and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the shooting badges. Now, like I said earlier, the playmaking is my favorite part of this build. Right now I have Clamp Breaker cored. Once I core Unpluckable, I'm more than likely going to take Clamp Breaker off because you really only use that if you're going to be rim running. And, I do want to try out killer combos, but I also want to try out Hall of Fame Dimer. But for the actual badges themselves, my tier 2s is going to be Hall of Fame Quick First Step and Needle Threader on silver, and then my Dimer on bronze. Then Unpluckable and my handles for days. So, I'm also going to probably put on Bailout if I take off killer combos. For my defense, Now, currently I have clamps cord, but once I core challenger, obviously I'm going to do that, you know, for saving badges. But for the actual build itself, I'm running my interceptor on gold. I'm running I messed up right here, my bad. I'm running silver glove, and I'm also running gold chase down artist and bronze workhorse. You know, once I core challenger, I am gonna put my workhorse up to silver. The higher you can get it, the better. But yeah, that's pretty much my badges for this build. Real quick, I'm gonna go fix all of this, and then, you know, get y'all up out of here. So this is what the final badges are gonna look like for your playmaking, your defense, your finishing, and for your shooting. Listen, if y'all made it to this point in the video, I appreciate y'all. And if y'all liked the video, you know, like the video, comment, subscribe, share it, you know, do all of that. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all. I'm over on TikTok. We just hit 3K, rode the 5K on the way. I'm about to start streaming over on Twitch on the regular. But with that being said, you know, I catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.
Respect, fuck all the foolishness. What do I do it for? Money, fame, or legacy? Striving to climb up the ladder where all the legends be.